Hello everyone, welcome to Crafting with Logan, I think. Today we're going to be tackling claymation. Yes, clay meets animation. Wow! Claymation is basically just taking a bunch of pictures of clay formed into different shapes and just making slight adjustments to those shapes to simulate a sort of movement. All comes together really cool, and you've probably seen it in movies like Wallace and Gromit or Coraline. Today I'm going to be giving you some tips on how to make your very own claymations. All it really requires is clay, but there's some extra tools and tips I have that will help you make something really cool. And before you guys start, you're going to want to grab some sort of device like a phone, tablet, or an iPad. And you're going to want to download a stop motion app onto it. So I'm just going to go to the App Store, I'm going to look up stop motion. And the one that I like to use is Stop Motion Studio, but you can kind of choose any of the ones that you've got here. Now there are some tools you can use on the computer if you don't have a smart device like this. I'm not very familiar with them, but from what I understand, they're free as well. Of course, you'll need your clay for your claymation to either make characters or other sort of objects to film. I also recommend a setup something like this. First, I've got my notepad and pen, and this is going to be for storyboarding, so we can plan what we're going to film. Next, I've sort of got a filming studio. Well, I've got a fancy-dancy tripod that I'm currently filming on. You might not be so lucky, so I recommend making something sort of like this with a cup that you can set your phone or tablet into. If your tablet's too big for a cup, I recommend just trying to stack a couple books and leaning it up against it. For now, all I need is the cup as well as my phone with that app installed onto it. Then I'll want some sort of a base or setting that sort of looks neutral. A lot of people like to use a black tablecloth or something like that. I don't have one, so I'm just sort of using this cardboard. Last, I recommend a lamp for some good lighting. This is going to make your movie look a lot better. It's going to make your figures really pop. Got the most important material, and that is going to be patience. A lot of what you're doing is going to be taking pictures and making the tiniest little adjustments to your characters possible. This is going to take a long time, but I promise the result is super worth it. Just gotta be patient. And while your first claymations will probably be really simple, you probably won't have to plan them out. Once you start to get into more complicated scenes, you're going to want to do something called storyboarding. Now, the way I recommend storyboarding is in one of two ways. Either try drawing some boxes, labeling them. Start with scene A, we'll do scene B and scene C, just for examples. And then sort of just drawing in your box what you want to happen scene for scene. Say this is a really simple drawing. I just want my stickman. He starts out like this. Maybe he begins walking this way. I'll draw a little arrow for his movement. And then he ends up over here. Another storyboarding technique I like to do is have a point A, draw an arrow, and establish a point B. So much like our stickman, sort of just going from place to place, maybe appearing in different spots, we could do point A right in maybe stickman begins in middle. And then our point B would be stickman ends in the right side. For the complex scene that I'm going to be doing today, you can see I've actually made 6 little boxes of scenes or movements, and I've also summarized where I want the figures to start and where I want the figures to end. Like I said, guys, you're going to want to start simple. My movie's a little complicated. maybe just start with a person walking from one place to another, or even just a ball rolling. Simple like this can actually be really cool and effective. All I did was take a ball, started moving it and pushing down on it so that it looked like it was beginning to separate, and then very slowly started to pull it apart until it looked like two separate things had divided and separated from each other. Really neat. We can start making the characters for our scene. So my scene is actually just going to contain the one character, the stick figure, but I'm going to grab all this clay and any other materials I want. Aside from my stick figure, I'm also going to take something from the real world. Really fun about claymation is you can take more than just clay. You could throw your pen in there, or I don't know, maybe put in a speaker, or maybe a giant skull head, whatever you want, but don't limit yourself to just clay with this one. Got my book set off to the side. Now I'm actually going to physically form my character. Now I'm not a great artist myself, so with clay, you kind of just want to try your best to make something that looks like what you want it to look like. Trying to make a stick figure here, but I'm going to try to make it look like he's sort of wearing like clothes or something. So I'm going to give him a white shirt of some kind. Now that he's got his shirt, I'm going to try to make him some pants. Now I've connected my shirt and pants, and wow, look, we've got something that's beginning to look like a person. You can kind of just keep moving like this, doing whatever you want, and shaping some kind of figure. To start, I ended up with this cute little guy. Kind of little featureless. I think I might spruce him up a little bit. Now that's better. I gave him some buttons, a bow tie. I gave him some eyebrows, eyes, and some blue irises. He's looking very cute. Another tip I have for you guys is to make your characters kind of short. I made the mistake of making my character kind of tall before, and all he did was keep falling over. So what I did was sort of squish his legs in a bit, reduce the size of his head, and just sort of lean him in a certain way so that he would stand all on his own. So we have all the aspects of our claymation ready. We've got our clay figure, we've got our prop, we've got our neutral background. Well, shoot, I think it's time to start filming. See that I've got my lamp set up, providing some good lighting. I've got my characters all where they need to start. And I've also got my phone or tablet in my phone or tablet holder, ready to start taking pictures. So a lot of your stop motion process is going to look something like this. You're going to open the stop motion app on your phone and take one picture of your establishing scene. So I've taken one picture and my guy has started exactly where he is. Now you want to come down to the level and make a very tiny adjustment. And I mean extremely small. Now that I've moved his leg a little bit, I'm going to take another picture. Okay, and you're just going to want to keep doing the exact same thing. Extremely tiny movements. Take a picture and keep doing the same thing. If it gives you some perspective on how long this takes, that took me about 5 minutes and 40 pictures for something like this. So as you can see, it took me a long time just to get him from one side of the book to the other and to get him to turn towards the book. So this kind of shows you the amount of patience, the amount of time it's going to take to do something like this. So really all my tips amount to just being really patient, taking things slowly, and just getting creative and having a lot of fun. I'm gonna go finish my claymation video and then show the whole thing to you guys. Uh, What's this book that came out of nowhere? The Best Weird Tales of H.P. Lovecraft. I've never heard of it. Maybe I'll try and open it. Ah, oh, it's heavy. Oh, 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 the pages are turning themselves. What? Oh, that's scary. Please stop. No. A, a poem? A song? Let me climb up, have a better look. What does it say? What's the name? Oh, what's that? Oh no, no, don't close! You'll smush me! No, please, no! Oh no! Oh, I'm a puddle on the ground. Oh. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed my little claymation movie. I went in a little bit of a different direction than my storyboard was planning for, but oh, my poor little character. I hope you guys have an okay time using the app. It's pretty straightforward. There's a microphone button on the left side, so once you're done your animation, you can sort of just record audio yourself. I did mine all in one take, and it was a lot of fun. I hope that your claymation goes well. Please, 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 please send us your claymation movies. I can't think of anything better than sitting down and watching some of your creations. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. The sky is the limit. I think you guys are gonna have a lot of fun with this one. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please reach out to us. We'd love to help. Otherwise, we've got a Nailed It competition going on this month until the end of March. We want you to take a challenge and make it fun. Pick something that looks really, really nice off the internet, like a baked good or some kind of craft or whatever you want, and try to replicate it yourself, and then send us a side-by-side picture of what you intended to make and what you actually made. Whole thing's supposed to be really goofy, really challenging, really fun. So give it your best shot, and all participants are entered into a draw for a prize. Other than that, guys, I hope you enjoy claymating. We'll see you next week. We're making DIY instruments. Can't wait till then. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.